Hi, it's Wednesday, and I'm taking a break from snow shoveling. We got about 3 inches of snow, I'd say, to give you an update on my 1 hour a week of working on my various projects. After I get done with my 1 hour a week, I can then work on whatever I want to for the remainder of the week. So I will give you a status update on where I am with my projects at this time. And I feel that this doing it this way right now is working for me very well. I am able to move from one project to another project without getting tired of doing that project. Specifically, the sashing blocks for all Beauty All Around become very kind of tedious after a while. So I find myself only getting maybe 10 of them done in a week. And that's just the machine sewing part. I still have to do the hand sewing of the applique circle on the center additionally. So being able to switch out to another project then after an hour of doing that, I don't know, it keeps me invigorated. And it's also, I'm liking the projects that I'm working on. So I look forward to getting on to the next project then. So for me, doing 1 hour a week on each of the projects is working. I have right now, I think this week I had 7 or 8 projects because I already have done the Carolina Moore block of the month for the month. So that's done. I will get instructions for the laundry basket block of the month on the 16th. And I know not until March is Corey Yoder's not starting her Cali and Co mystery border of the month until March. So I don't have those projects on my agenda yet. And I also am planning to participate, all depending, I'm going to see what she's going to be doing. Brenda from Mount Scrapmore on the 25th of February is going to be starting a scrap busting project called Twinkle Twinkle. And she said, save up your strips. So I have lots and lots of strips. So I'm figuring maybe that would be a project for me to start using my strips up, because I want to be using my scraps that I'm cutting up for my scrap organizing that I do. I have a system where I cut my scraps up into pre-cuts, like 2.5 inches, 3.5, 4.5, 2.5 inch strips. The strips that are under that are in another bin. So I'm hoping that maybe that bin can get used up some with Brenda's project. But anyway, moving on to what I've been doing this week. So I've gotten an hour done on everything except for the Cali and Co 2025 block of the month. For that one, I've only done 15 minutes of quilting, but I'm going to be doing my remainder 45 minutes today on that project. And then I will be freed up to work on whatever I want to for the rest of the week. So my first thing I've been doing is the slow stitch journal. I got my hour done on this, and I got these flowers put on here. These were appliques that I already had in a bin, so I wanted to experiment with doing some kind of 3D of the flowers on some of this one's down all the way. If they had fusible on the back of them, I just fused them to the material, and I buttonhole stitched with my machine for now. And I need to sew these stems down here and then decide if I want to do any more on this page. And then I also got this done on this page. I'm going to be practicing flowers in here and this. And then I got this page done. I did some colonial knots in here, practiced that, and then braided some floss in the ribbon, top and bottom. So that page is complete. So that's my status update on Slow Stitch Journal. This is a project that I've been doing with Jean at Kept in Stitches. She started this project to teach us how to do 28 embroidery stitches, which are on various pages here. So this has been very helpful, And I'm using this journal to practice those stitches. Next, Placemat loom. I got a new project started on the loom using this is an old tablecloth that I had made out of old cotton that I had made for picnics and stuff, and it got stained, and I stripped it to 1-inch strips, and I am now, that's how far I am on my Placemat loom for after an hour. Beauty all around. This is beauty all around. I'm working on the sashing blocks. I have 70 of those done, and I have 10 that are almost done. I have to do the hand sewing of the circles on these 10 blocks. I plan to do that this week, and then I will have 80 blocks done for beauty all around. So Cali and Co. This is the Cali and Co 2025 block of the month. I'm taking all 12 blocks and in separately quilting them, my quilt sandwich. And then I will be joining them with no joining seam on the front. So I have to stop the machine quilting an inch in from my joining seams. So this is going to be the border, and I can quilt all the way to the edge up to this point on the borders, because I'm going to be joining it over here and down here. I'll have to stop about here. So I have to decide how I'm going to do the borders for quilting. But this one, the center part, this is pretty much how I'm going to do all the blocks for the quilting. I got all the white threading, all the white thread done for that on all blocks. Now I'm doing the colored areas, deciding how I want to do that. So the next is the Jane Austen. The Jane Austen, I'm still working on the first block. But I got these hand sewn onto the 4 flowers. And I got, I think it's 6 or 8 of these sewn on to the leaves, or the buds or whatever of these, are the buds to the whatever petals. And then I started on the center block. So I am now working on sewing down those brown leaves. And then after that, I will work on the center flower, getting that sewn down, and then I will add the additional pieces. And I am using those sew tiles, tight tiles, or whatever they're called, magnets to hold them in place, and seeing how those work. So far, so good. I used them also when I was doing the flowers to hold them together instead of gluing them. I used those. That seemed to work. Let's see what's next. My small project. My small project has been the tree skirt. And the tree skirt panel. This is a panel, and I've gotten a bunch of the quilting done on this, but I still have a bunch more to do. As you can see, I have a bunch on the edges here, and then I'll have to do the borders too. But there's still, this area hasn't even been done. So I did this all day Sunday. So I put in extra time this week on the tree skirt panel. And then I also have my Bloomberry bag making project. This was a project that I got from Soft Squares. It was in their 2024 Advent box. I did not get the Advent box, but I was able to order the project bag for this project afterwards. I showed you previously, I got these 2 done. This is the Little Friends pouch. And I'm using printed things that were on the panel to decorate these. This is the classic pouch. I only made one of those. I used fusible fleece for the inside of this, and I recommend in the lining, and I recommend not doing that because the fusible fleece plus the soft and stable on the outside is a little too much for this pouch. But It's very sturdy. It's very padded. This was provided in the project kit that Lynn at Soft Squares gave us. This tassel, this zipper, this zipper, and this zippered charm. I used this zipper from the Sally Tomato. I got Sally Tomato zippers with pulls, and that's from that Sally Tomato. I love them. You can definitely tell a difference in the quality. This was a zipper that was provided with zipper pulls by Lynn for the project. This was printed on the Minky Kim Bloomberry panel, as was this. I used my Appley Pop metal circles to make that. Lynn provided this charm in her kit. And this is the inside. I used my own fabric for the lining so that I could get 2 of these. This is the Trixie bag. This was supposed to be the outside, and this would have been the lining if I had made it as one bag. So that's my lining. And this was printed on the material out, the panel, you know, as extra stuff, and so is this. So I just made them up into like little tabs to add to that. And I love, this is the Sally Tomato zipper tape and the zipper pulls also. So I don't have any more of this particular zipper because this bag and this bag used up that zipper tape. Get Sally Tomato zippers. They're wonderful. This is the lining that was printed on the Minky Kim Bloomberry panel. So I used the lining that was printed and then the outside. Only one pull on this classic zipper pouch. Lynn's kit also included fusible fleece, which I never opened yet. I've just been using my scraps. And this is what I still have to do. I'll work on this next week. This was what's left on the panel. A gift tag and some coasters, and I'll probably cut out some more of those flowers and use my Appley Pops to make circles that I can use for decorating things. Lynn's project bag also had these 2 tabs on it, and these are the Appley Pops that I've been making with that have been printed on the fabrics. So I have these extras. Instead of throwing it away, I'm using it. So that's my bag making status for the week. Got a lot done on that. I also on Sunday, besides doing the tree skirt, I did some work on this pouch so that I'd be able to get that done this week with my hour. And lastly is my first February UFO project that I'm doing with Crazy Moose Fabrics. This was a Creative Notions pattern. This is the pattern. And I've got the center part done. I did more than an hour because I was having problems with the pattern. The pattern has some mistakes on it. So until I figured that out, I decided to just keep working. But it's getting beautiful. This is a beautiful kit. It's called Carpenter Star. It teaches you some new ways that I have never done of making flying geese, which are cool. And then also half square triangles. Some of the measurements on here are incorrect, and some of the cutting instructions were incorrect. So I've sent a message to Vicki at Creative Notions. I'm letting her know what I found. So let me know if you made the Carpenter Star, if you were able to make that okay. And if you had found any, was it me? Or you were probably able to figure out what you needed to do. Let me know how that went for you. And so that was an hour of everything, with except for still gonna be doing 45 minutes of the Cali and Co block of the month quilting. Then after that, I'm gonna be moving on to working on the Carpenter Star and seeing if how far I can get with that, because what the goal is to get this completely done in February so I can get put on the wheel of finishes and maybe get a $15 gift card from Crazy Moose Fabrics if I get picked. But in the meantime, it doesn't matter because I'm getting a project done. This is a UFO. Wonderful. So that's my status on my 1 hour a week on doing my projects. I was pretty good about stopping after an hour, except on some stuff. I did finish up what I was doing on that part of the project before I stopped. But that's pretty good that I'm almost, by Wednesday, I'm going to be done with 7 projects. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 projects. 8 projects. I got 8 projects done by Wednesday. So Thursday I can start working extra on whatever I want. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll see how much I can get done on the Carpenter Star then. And I also want to get the hand sewing done on these blocks for Beauty All Around. Let me know how you're doing this week, and yeah, what's going on with you. And are you a one-person project person where you can only work on one at a time? Or are you a multi-project person and you need to have a bunch of stuff going on? What I wanted to do was have projects in different stages so I could do different things, and slow stitching and bag making and quilting and piecing and, you know, all the things. I have more stuff I want to do, but this is I feel is maximum for me for right now. I can't handle anymore. But I'm looking forward to getting some of these done so I can add some new stuff into, start some new projects. But let me know what you're doing and how your week is going. All right, bye.